The comfort of the midday nap. For generations, the midday nap has been a cherished ritual, a small gift of rest in the middle of a long day. Many older adults, after lunch or light chores, find themselves drifting into the comfort of a soft chair or bed. A short nap can feel like nature's reset button, restoring energy, lifting mood, and offering relief to tired muscles. Indeed, science has shown that brief naps can sharpen memory, reduce stress, and even support heart health. Yet, as with many things in life, balance is everything. What seems harmless, a nap that stretches past an hour, may carry consequences hidden from view. In the quiet stillness of extended sleep, the body's natural rhythm begins to shift. Instead of recharging the mind, overly long naps can blur the boundaries between daytime and nighttime rest. This subtle shift is often overlooked. Families might see an older loved one napping peacefully in the afternoon and assume all is well. But beneath the surface, long naps may disrupt circadian rhythms, leaving the brain more confused than refreshed. Instead of providing clarity, they may contribute to cognitive fog and, over time, increase vulnerability to conditions like Alzheimer's disease. The paradox is striking. The very act meant to restore energy can quietly chip away at long-term brain health. A habit that feels soothing may, if unchecked, become a silent thief of memory and clarity. But there is hope. Awareness is the first step. By recognizing the line between healthy rest and excessive sleep, older adults and their caregivers can adjust daily routines. Rest, after all, is essential, but it must be the right kind of rest. The lesson of this chapter is simple. Naps are not the enemy. They are powerful when taken wisely, brief enough to refresh, but not so long as to confuse the body's natural clock. 2. What science says about long naps. Modern medicine has begun to shine a light on something our grandparents may have sensed but never had the data to prove. Not all naps are created equal. In recent years, large studies across the United States and abroad have uncovered a surprising truth. Older adults who regularly nap for more than an hour in the daytime are at greater risk of cognitive decline, and in some cases, Alzheimer's disease. Researchers at Harvard, the Mayo Clinic, and several leading universities have followed thousands of seniors over many years. Their findings are consistent. Short naps, those lasting 20 to 30 minutes, appear restorative and even protective. But once a nap stretches past an hour, the brain may not respond kindly. Instead of refreshing memory circuits, long naps are associated with slower thinking, more confusion upon waking, and a gradual erosion of mental sharpness. The underlying reasons are complex but fascinating. Long daytime sleep can disrupt circadian rhythms, the body's natural clock that regulates when we feel awake and when we feel drowsy. When that rhythm is disturbed, nighttime sleep often suffers, leading to restless nights and excessive daytime fatigue. Over time, this cycle may encourage the buildup of toxic proteins in the brain, such as amyloid beta, which are closely linked with Alzheimer's disease. The irony cannot be ignored. A senior may believe a 2-hour nap is giving their brain extra rest, when in fact it may be doing the opposite, planting seeds of long-term harm. This is the quiet danger science now urges us to recognize. The conclusion is not that napping is bad, far from it. Rather, the key lies in moderation. A short nap is a friend to the aging brain. An extended one may be its foe. 3. The hidden physiology. When we close our eyes for a nap, the brain does not simply turn off. It moves through delicate stages of rest that are designed to restore energy and sharpen the mind. In a short nap, say 20 or 30 minutes, the body remains in lighter stages of sleep. This is why we can wake refreshed, alert, and ready to continue the day. But when a nap drifts too long, the story changes. The brain slips into deeper stages of sleep, the kind normally reserved for the night. Waking from these stages is not easy. It leaves us groggy, disoriented, and sometimes even more tired than before. Scientists call this feeling sleep inertia. For older adults, it can be particularly unsettling, increasing confusion and raising the risk of falls. There is also a larger, hidden consequence. Long naps can throw off the circadian rhythm, the body's natural 24-hour clock. This clock tells us when to be alert, when to eat, and when to rest. When it is disrupted, nighttime sleep often becomes restless or fragmented. The result is a vicious cycle. Poor sleep at night, leading to more fatigue during the day and longer naps that deepen the problem. Over time, these disturbances may impair the brain's ability to clear away toxins, particularly amyloid beta, which builds up silently in the aging brain and is strongly linked to Alzheimer's disease. What feels like a harmless afternoon rest may, in reality, nudge the brain toward decline. The twist is sobering. Longer sleep does not mean better rest. The brain thrives on rhythm and balance, not excess. 4. Alzheimer's. Silent pathway. Alzheimer's disease does not arrive suddenly like a thunderstorm. It creeps in quietly, often years before symptoms appear. Many older adults first notice small lapses, a misplaced word, a forgotten appointment, a moment of confusion in familiar places. What most people do not realize is that these early signs are often the result of subtle changes in the brain that have been building for a long time. One of the key culprits is the accumulation of amyloid beta, a sticky protein that clogs communication between brain cells. Normally, during healthy sleep at night, the brain has a chance to clear these toxins away. Think of it as a nightly cleaning crew sweeping through the mind. But when sleep rhythms are disrupted by long daytime naps or restless nights, the cleaning crew is sent off schedule. The waste builds up, slowly and silently. This is where the hidden danger of long naps lies. Over time, excessive daytime sleep is linked with higher levels of amyloid beta in the brain. What seems like a simple habit, an hour or two of extra rest in the afternoon, may quietly pave the road toward Alzheimer's. The twist here is unsettling. Something as ordinary as a nap, cherished by so many, can be both friend and foe. Taken wisely, it restores memory and focus. Taken to excess, it may become an accomplice to one of the most feared diseases of aging. But awareness gives us power. By understanding how small choices shape long-term brain health, older adults and their families can take steps to protect memory. Naps, then, become a tool to be managed with care, not abandoned in fear. 5. The emotional trap. Not every nap begins with physical tiredness. Often it begins with loneliness. Many older adults, especially those living alone, find the afternoon hours heavy with silence. The television hums in the background, a book sits unopened, and the empty house feels larger than ever. In such moments, slipping into a nap can feel like an escape, a way to pass time, to soften the ache of solitude. There is nothing shameful in this. Human beings are wired to seek comfort, yet when naps become a response to boredom or sadness, rather than genuine fatigue, the habit can quietly grow into something harmful. An hour stretches into 2, and soon the afternoon disappears. Over time, these long naps may deepen isolation, replacing meaningful engagement with fleeting unconsciousness. Science tells us that emotional well-being is tightly connected to brain health. Feelings of loneliness and depression are themselves risk factors for cognitive decline. When paired with excessive napping, the risk only grows. What seems like a harmless coping mechanism may, in truth, add to the very problem it seeks to soothe. The twist here is poignant. The nap that feels like a friend against loneliness may instead be a hidden accomplice, drawing one closer to memory loss. The cycle is cruel. Loneliness leads to long naps, and long naps fuel further decline, which in turn deepens loneliness. But there is a way out. Connection, purpose, and activity can replace the need for escape. A phone call with a grandchild, a walk with a neighbor, or even a simple puzzle at the kitchen table can refresh the spirit far more than an endless nap. 6. Safe nap practices. If naps can both heal and harm, The question becomes, how do we use them wisely? The answer lies not in avoiding naps altogether, but in practicing them with intention and care. Just as we choose healthy foods or safe exercises, we must also learn the art of healthy rest. Research shows that the ideal nap lasts between 20 and 30 minutes. In this short window, the brain remains in lighter stages of sleep, which provide a refreshing boost without leaving us groggy. Think of it as sipping from a cool glass of water on a hot day, rather than drinking so much you feel weighed down. Short naps sharpen memory, improve alertness, and leave energy for the rest of the day. The setting matters as well. A nap taken in a comfortable chair, with soft light and a quiet atmosphere, is less likely to slip into deep sleep than one taken in a darkened bedroom. Timing is also crucial. Naps are most effective in the early afternoon, usually between 1 o'clock and 3 p.m., when the body naturally experiences a dip in alertness. Napping too late in the day may interfere with nighttime sleep, creating a cycle of restlessness and fatigue. The twist is that many older adults believe a longer nap provides more rest, when in fact it often robs the body of the quality sleep it needs at night. What feels generous in the moment may, in truth, take away from tomorrow's clarity. The conclusion is simple but powerful. Naps are a gift when used wisely. They refresh, restore, and protect, but only when we respect their limits. 7. Real-life stories. Statistics can teach us much, but stories remind us of what is truly at stake. Let me share with you the story of Mr. Daniels, a retired teacher from Ohio. For most of his life, he kept a steady routine: gardening in the morning, reading in the afternoon, and walking after dinner. Yet in his late 70s, after his wife passed away, he began to nap longer and longer each day. At first, his family thought it harmless. "Dad deserves his rest," they would say. But soon they noticed changes. He misplaced bills, repeated the same questions, and grew frustrated when he couldn't recall names. Doctors later warned that his long daily naps may have accelerated the decline of his memory. Then there's Mrs. Alvarez, a grandmother in Texas. She used to cherish her quick afternoon rests, no longer than half an hour. Her energy was bright, her memory sharp. But after she broke her hip, recovery kept her homebound. Her naps stretched into hours. Within a year, her children noticed a fog settling over her once sparkling mind. She herself confessed, "I thought I was resting more, but I was losing pieces of myself." These stories are not meant to frighten, but to awaken. They show how easy it is to overlook the hidden dangers of excessive napping, especially when it feels comforting in the moment. The twist, however, is hopeful. Both Mr. Daniels and Mrs. Alvarez found improvement when their routines were gently reshaped. With support from family, shorter naps, more social interaction, and light physical activity, they regained clarity and a stronger sense of self. 8. Redefining rest in later life. Growing older does not mean giving up on vitality. It means learning how to live wisely, honoring the body's needs while cherishing the moments we are given. Rest remains one of the most important gifts we can give ourselves, but it must be understood in its fullest sense. Rest is not only about sleep, it is about renewal. It is found in quiet walks beneath old trees, in the stillness of a morning prayer, in the laughter shared with grandchildren. It is found in books that carry us to other worlds, in music that stirs old memories, and in conversations that remind us we are never alone. These forms of rest nourish the spirit just as much as a well-timed nap restores the body. The danger comes when we confuse escape with restoration. An endless nap may seem harmless, but when it replaces engagement with life, it risks pulling us away from the very connections that keep the mind alive. True rest is active in its own way. It restores energy while keeping the rhythms of life intact. The twist worth remembering is this: napping is not the enemy. Like a trusted companion, it walks beside us when treated with respect. It is only when we lean on it too heavily that it begins to weigh us down. So let us redefine rest, not as retreat, but as preparation for joy, for learning, for living fully. A short nap, a shared story, a gentle moment of reflection, these are the small investments that protect memory and strengthen the heart.